So when it comes to getting your first credit card, there are so many different types of credit cards out there. Sometimes it could be a little overwhelming and confusing because you want to pick the right one, and maybe you just don't know where to start. I know it was like that for me when I started my credit card journey. In this video, I'm going to give you my two best recommendations on beginner's credit card. Now, I'm someone who has been in this credit card journey for quite some time, and I have actually over 30 plus credit cards. Yeah, all those are credit cards. So the two best credit cards in my opinion are going to be one, the Citi Double Cash Card, which is right here, and then two, the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. Now we're going to look at the welcome offers, the cashback rates and protections, and why I actually think these two credit cards are perfect for someone who is a beginner. So first off, when we look at the Citi Double Cash Card, we're going to see that it does have a welcome offer of $200 when you spend $1,500 in 6 months. And roughly that's going to be about $250 a month. On top of it, you do have 2% cash back. One, when you make a purchase, and two, when you pay off the bill. And one thing I actually didn't really know about the Citi Double Cash Card, I actually have this card. And I didn't know about this until I was making this video, was that the fact that you get 5% cash back on hotels and car rentals and attractions. And so, I didn't know any of this stuff at the time. On top of it, you get a low interest rate, 0% for 18 months, and that is on balance transfers. And that is really nice. If you do happen to have a balance on the card, got some in my eye. If you actually have something like a balance on a different card, you can actually do a balance transfer onto this card. So that is pretty nice, and it's for 18 months. Now, when we look at the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, we do see that there is a welcome offer of $200 when you spend $500 on the card. And that is going to be in 3 months. So unlike the Citi Double Cash Card, this one you do have up to 3 months to spend $500, which is actually doable. And that's going to be roughly about $66 a month. Now with the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, you do get a 1.5% cash back on everything except for dining and drugstores. And when it comes to dining and drugstores, on those, you are actually going to get 3% cash back, which is really nice because, we all eat out and, getting 3% cash back is really nice. Those points do add up. And then on top of it, you do get 5% cash back on Citi Travel, like their travel portal. So you will get 5% cash back when you book hotels or when you book flights, or I think even some car rentals as well on that card. Now, one thing that's really interesting about the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, not only do you get all those benefits, but you also get protections such as purchase protection and extended warranty. When it comes to the purchase protection, you do get covered up to 120 days, up to the maximum amount of $500. And the way that works is if you happen to purchase something, let's just say about $400, and it does get damaged or stolen within 120 days, you do file a claim through Chase, and then it's like their insurance program. And it does take a while. It takes a couple of days, maybe a week, depending on, I guess like how busy they are. And then sometimes they do refund you the full amount or send you a check. So it'll be like a statement credit or like a check. And I did make a video about this with the experience I had with American Express. And I was able to use that purchase protection. And then on top of it, you do get extended warranty. And the way that works is you get the warranty through whatever item you purchase. And then when that warranty expires, then you get an additional 1 more year of warranty through the credit card or through the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, which is actually really nice, And so, when it comes to these two cards, I actually think they're perfect for beginners. And the reason why is because, first off, with the Citi Double Cash Card, it is going to be a 2% cashback on everything. So, you don't really have to worry about, like certain categories that you have to spend on the card or anything like that. It's just a simple 2% cashback. You charge it and you pay it and you get those points, and you can always use those points as like statement credits or, just transfer it into your bank account. And so with the Citi Double Cash Card, it's really simple. It takes out the simplicity out of everything and you just charge the card. With the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, it's actually really nice to carry in your wallet because of the reason that it does have the purchase protection and the extended warranty. And, whenever you're buying certain things like maybe electronics or like clothing, or in my situation with American Express, it was a phone case. I was able to use the benefit of the purchase protection, and you just want to be covered when it comes to certain things. Although it's only 120 days, that's still a lot compared to American Express, where they only have, I believe it's 90 days for their purchase protection. Not only that, you do get the extended warranty, which is going to help you a lot with these items that you do purchase. So when it comes down to these two cards, I actually think they're really perfect for beginners. When I was in my credit card journey, I was actually going for those store credit cards like Macy's and Best Buy. And although those cards are good in certain ways, as a beginner, I think these two cards add a lot of value because it's really simple, really easy, and you don't really have to worry about much, but then you do get the protections on these cards. On the other cards, the store cards, well, technically they are for the store only, unless you get like the Visa signature versions. But I don't see how they cover a lot of value. But then again, I don't have the Best Buy card, and I do have a Macy's card. But with my Macy's card, I don't really use it. There's no benefits for me. There's no protection. The only reason I have it is because of the fact that it was actually one of the first cards that I got. However, I really wish that I knew about these two cards at the time, because I was really, confused on like what credit cards were and, the point structure and the benefits and all that stuff. And I didn't know any of that in the beginning. And so I'm just here trying to help some of you guys out. If you guys are barely starting your credit card journey, take a look at these two cards. They're really good and they offer a lot of benefits. But anyways, guys, take care.